Hey, how's it going everyone? Miwa here, back at it again with another deck profile. And this time it's going to be for Noivern GX. And I personally like Noivern a lot, mainly because of this distort attack, which prevents your opponent from playing any icons during their next turn, which is a very strong ability. And Noivern's been seeing a lot of play in Expanded, because you do have double dragon energy and you can get Noivern GX out. If you go second, it'll be a turn 1 item lock, and it makes him very strong. He does have a second attack, which is Sonic Volume, which prevents your opponent from playing any special energy cards during the next turn, which is decent, does 120 damage, and it's a strong attack. Noivern GX is weak to Fairy, and Fairy's been seeing a lot more play now because of the new Gardevoir that was announced, and because of Rayquaza GX. And Fairies are just beating the crap out of dragons. I mean, what can I say? But this is my personal build on Noivern GX. There is another build I will be trying out, and I will post that later. But without further ado, let's get started with this. So for Pokemons, we are playing 3 Noivern GX, and he's going to be your main attacker basically. So like I say, his attack is Distort, does 50 damage, prevents your opponent from playing any item cards from their hand or their next turn. So it's a very strong card. He has 200 HP, which is relatively, it was a hard number to hit, but now it's pretty easy. Any Pokemon that has 180, 190 is getting knocked out by single attacks, like Buzzwole, Dustming Necrozma, Ultra Necrozma, regular Necrozma, and so on. So yeah, Ho-Ho's also doing damage to it. He's one-shotting it no matter what. So a lot of Pokemon are getting one-hit knockouts relatively this time around. But 200 HP is pretty decent for a stage 1 Pokemon, so it's not bad. But yeah, we're playing 3 copies of him. We're playing 4 copies of Baby Noibat. And I recommend playing the Destructive Sound ability attack one, because there is a build that I will post later on where you'll be able to use it. And Destructive Sound, what it does, it allows your opponent to, you look at your opponent's hand and they'll discard any items in their hand. So, well, they discard all items that are in their hand for it. So yeah, so you play 4 copies of that. I'm playing a 2-2 line of Malamar, so it's going to be 2 Malamar and 2 NK. And that's mainly just because since Noivern does require 2 energy for his first attack, you can use a turn to attach a dark energy, and then Malamar for the psychic. So you are going to have to get those psychic energies in the drop zone, which you'll see how you can get them. But this is relatively going to be a turn 2 item lock deck. So yeah, we're playing 1 copy of Mimikyu just because of its copycat attack, which is really good. And what Copycat does, it allows you to use any attack your opponent used its previous turn. So it's a very strong attack. And then we're playing 2 copies of Tapu Lele. And Tapu Lele, you're only playing it because of Wonder Tag. And you can do Energy Drive for it, because a lot of decks tend to have a lot of energies attached to it, mainly Gardevoir since it's coming back. So Lele is going to be a good Pokemon to just have swinging at Gardevoir. Next, we're going on to our supporters. And for supporters, we're playing not that many supporters. We're playing 3 Cynthias. You can bump it up to 4. I'm playing 3. But 4 is relatively the nice amount you would like to have. And it just lets you shuffle your hand back into your deck and draw 6. So it's a pretty good card. We're playing 4 Guzmas. And Guzmas you want because it allows you to switch your opponent's bench active Pokemon on their bench. So if they have a problematic card that you don't want to be dealing with later, just Guzma it out, swing at it, knock it out, get Dundee. We're playing 2 Judge. It's the new N in my opinion, because with N rotating out, you won't be able to have much disruption over your opponent. So playing 2 Judge on turn 1 puts them at 4 cards starting their turn, which is a relatively good card, and just having them be at 4 cards rather than 6 or 7, it's just good. So you're playing 2. And this is a post-rotation deck, by the way. So there's going to be no Braided or anything, or Sycamores or Ends in the deck. We're playing 2 Ace of Rollers just because since Noivern is a stage 1, it's pretty okay to just bounce them back into the hand and set them up again. Especially if you have a baby Noibat just sitting on the bench waiting to be evolved. So 2 Ace Rollers are okay. And it's good to just prevent your opponent from knocking out your Pokemon. So yeah, we're playing 1 copy of Tate and Liza. And this has 2 abilities, which allows you to shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 5. Or switch your active Pokemon on one of your bench. So it's a pretty good card. And we're playing 1 copy of Copycat. And this just allows you to mimic your opponent's hand and draw that many cards. You can bump it up to 2 if you want. That's just how I've been playing some deck, and it works fine with just the 1. You can bump up Tate Liza up to 2 as well. So if you don't feel like, if you want to play more supporters, that's fine. And we're pretty much playing a heavy item line, sadly, because Garbold are still out there, but heavy item line is in play here. So for the items, we're playing at least 4 Mysterious Treasures, because since Noivern is a Dragon type, you can't switch out Mysterious Treasure, and because you are playing Lele and Malamar, it'll be good to just have be able to switch out your Psychics. So we're playing 4 copies of that. Next, we're playing 4 copies of Acrobike, and Acrobike, in my opinion, is a super strong card because it just allows you to dig deeper into your deck, letting you look at the top 2 and then choose between those and send the other one to the graveyard. So if you look at top 2, you get a Noivern and you have a Psychic Energy along with it, you can just discard Psychic Energy, evolve into Noivern, use Malamar, Psychic Recharge on it, and it's just a good card. So playing 4 copies of that. We're playing 3 copies of Choice Band, just because since you're using Noivern's primary attack, which is Distort, you want to be able to hit at least 90 to 100 with it to be 2-shotting at least your opponent's Pokemon. So yeah, so 3 Choice Bands. You can make room for 4 if you like, but 3 is working fine for me. And next we're playing 2 copies of Multi-Switch, and just because since Elixir is being rotated out, and you really need to get enough energies on your Noibat if you can. So just switching into a Noivern into your active and multi-switching an energy from one of your bench Pokemon onto it just helps a lot, getting energies onto the Noiverns that you want. Next, we're playing 2 copies of Nest Ball, and Nest Ball is just there because since your Noibats are normal type Pokemon, you just need to be able to get them onto your bench, and Mysterious Treasure would not help with that. So we're playing 2 Nest Balls. Then for the 1-ofs, we're playing 1 Energy Recycle System, and that's just to allow you to put energy from your discard into your hand or shuffle 3 from your graveyard into the deck. So it just recycles your energies like the card states. 1 Energy Lotto, and that's just lets you dig deeper into your deck for energies that you will need. So there's that. 1 Field Blower, only playing 1. I might want to bump it up to 2 and take out the Energy Recycle System, just because although we're item locking, it's not too sure that we will be getting it every time, and just having your opponent have items on the field is very problematic. So you want to be able to Field Blower away their Choice Bands, their weakness policies. Fairs are coming out with new charms, so you want to be able to get rid of those as quickly as possible. So it might just bump it up to 2, but 1's been working fine. We're playing 1 Rescue Stretcher, and that just allows you to recycle your Pokemon that are in the drop zone. And then last for the items, we're playing 2 Devoured Field, and this just allows your darker Dragon types to do 10 more damage, which goes for the 100 damage for Distort. Once Altaria comes out with Fight Song and Dragon's Majesty, I will be switching it up to where I can have Altaria in the deck and test it out with that, because being able to do at least 140 with item lock is actually pretty darn good. But yeah, those are the items for it. And for energy line, we are only playing we're playing 12 energy, so it's going to be 6 Psychics and 6 Darks. And that's going to be the deck profile, guys. The idea I did have with Noivern GX was you want to play the Destructive Sound Noibat, because there's an idea that I was thinking about, and that's just playing Noivern GX with Altaria, along with getting having Shining Celebi on your bench. So with you item locking your opponent, you can use Shining Celebi's ability to be able to do destructive sound on your opponent to just have them discard those items. And instead of playing Altaria, you can swap Altaria out and just play Trash Lance Garbodor and just start swinging stupid high numbers because you're discarding all their items that they weren't able to play on their turn. So that's an idea that I'm gonna test out once I get that Shining Feather, because I don't have one, sadly. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Comment or like on the video. Let me know any ideas that y'all have or any deck profiles y'all would like to see from me on it. I'm still relatively new and getting used to this, but I do try my best to give y'all an outside idea of how I play the deck, for how I like to have them. And if y'all like them, just comment, like, subscribe if you want to see more. And I will tend to post more videos on decks. So, thanks. And I'll see y'all next time.